Did you start as a technician from oboe to technician Marshall amps and then started performing?
Not quite. No, I hid as a technician. I played acoustic guitar and electric guitar, and they were very separate.
Let's talk about that right now.
Yeah. Oh, I thought.
Well, off of Slow Dancer, a CD. This is Mr. Adrian Legg in the studios of KPFT.
Yes.
And welcome once again back to Houston.
Thank you, Phil.
You've been to KPFT before? Have you not?
I would have to look it up. I have 23 years of Blur behind me.
Well, as many times as you've been to Anderson Fair, and that's where you'll be again tonight,
yes.
I hope you have. And if not, I'm sure you'll be back.
I think what happens usually is Anderson Fair is in the run in Texas, and I get in day of. It's that kind of thing it's happened, but this time it's a special trip. From the mountains of Santa Fe to
West Mount Houston Road and the mountains of Houston,
yes,
and then back to Arizona after this.
Absolutely.
You just anywhere there are mountains, that's another story. But
they're dreadful. They gave me my bloodshot eye, I'm sure, the dry air.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, this will moisturize you.
I hope so.
Houston's famous for that.
Yes, my guitar's going sharp already as it swells.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. When I saw you play at Anderson Fair last time, I guess 2 years ago. Mm. You do and your videos reminded me. You have videos all over. There's an official Adrian Legg channel, in fact. I think it's called Legghead Videos on YouTube.
Right, I'll look it up.
I assumed you approved those.
Well, my manager does things, and they're generally so well-intentioned I don't interfere.
Well, it shows, as well as getting to hear the amazing Adrian Legg, you really have to see him live. Yes. And video gives a taste of what you'll see live. That incredible tuning and detuning that you do.
Yes.
How long when did you pick that up, and what is that? And
how long
did
of a
you
geeky story would you like?
I'll leave it up to you.
Okay.
You know your audience. You know how to talk to an audience.
Well, sometimes with luck. Yeah, I have to avoid the Baptists or I get in terrible trouble. But there we go. If I skirt around the Baptists, I'm all right as a rule.
I think we just did.
Okay, they've all turned off.
No, they're listening with great intent.
I'll go back to the start. I was a repressed child living in a middle-class English home. Middle class in England means up from working class. It's slightly different to yours. I was not allowed to listen to electric guitar or American music, and there was no opportunity to do so except illicitly via Radio Luxembourg, which I did. And the things I heard and the bits and pieces I saw in England were all essentially electric. And the first big moment was Hank Marvin's guitar sound. And it was essentially the American guitar played by an Englishman with glasses. And I saw the glasses and I thought, there is hope for me. I may yet procreate if I get a guitar. And this has proved very successful. I now have my own grandchildren, so it does work. Even for the pudding face, there is hope if you play the guitar.
So that's why you switched from your childhood oboe lessons.
Yeah,
to,
absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. I needed to work on a younger generation of ladies rather than making the old ladies of Cheltenham cry. I needed younger ladies in order to procreate successfully, because they were all past it. And what struck me, I'll try and cut this tight as I can. What struck me across a period of a few years was the American guitar, not acoustic or electric, but the American guitar. So for me, Elizabeth Cotton and Lonnie Mack were the same thing. It was the American guitar. So I've seen from 6,000 miles away the wood rather than the individual trees that people nurture here. So I guess now I tend to reflect the whole thing rather than bits of it. I also learned all wrong, which is, as I explained to the immigration...
A big benefit?
A big benefit, yes. I explained to the immigration department. He said, what makes you preeminent in your field? And I told him I learned all wrong and they don't know how I do it. So they made me preeminent. He said, fine, and stamped it.
Amazing. So what you're saying is Elizabeth Cotton, Lonnie Mack, acoustic and electric, it was all the same.
It's the American
music.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it started here, and it is very much your instrument. It started here because the German luthiers weren't allowed in the guilds in Germany, and they came over. There are other considerations too, which are quite practical. I mean, you can't get a piano on the boat or up the hill, for instance, but you can get a guitar up the hill. So, it's a practical, versatile instrument that serves pretty much every aspect of your culture.
That reminds me, I was going to ask you, there's one video of yours online where you say you're introducing I think it's that Swamp song that I played earlier, but they didn't play the intro, where you said that the most famous fingerpicker of all time invented, and I wasn't, you referred to something that was not on the video, something like a fuzz box. What was he?
No,
who was it, and what was invented? And you were going to reclaim it for acoustic music.
Yes, the essence of that was Paul Bigsby made the first solid body guitar for Merle Travis, and there are rumours that was the guitar that was copied by Leo Fender. I don't know the truth or otherwise of them, but it seems likely as Leo borrowed that guitar. Merle Travis was a finger picker, and you say finger picking in America, and people tend to think acoustic. It's not the case. And it's not the case technically either, because even where they are playing an acoustic, it's usually plugged in. So by definition, your dictionary and mine, it becomes electric. I've simply taken it a stage further and done it more blatantly than most of them, I think.
So that's why they call you an electric and acoustic guitar player, but finger picking is at the root of it all for you.
Yes. Well, it's the American guitar.
Yeah, the American
that's
guitar.
the root, I think.
So the most famous finger picker of all time was
Merle Travis.
Merle Travis.
Yes.
Okay. Well, it was invented for him.
The electric guitar, the solid body, not the fuzz box. The fuzz box was just a...
You were talking
extra,
about, yeah,
just
something you wanted to take back from or something.
Reclaim the fuzz box. Yeah,
that's what you
for
said.
finger style.
That's what you said. Well, I'm not going to ask you everything you're going to play tonight, but I assume you have a diverse, eclectic, acoustic, electric set planned.
I will reflect the word as I usually try to do.
And why don't we come back and talk to some more? And this is by your request, more or less, in effect. Chicken Lickin's Last Ride. Now, this is off another album that you will have tonight.
Yes.
The Very Best of Adrian Legg.
Yes.
Available, well, tonight is the best place to get it. Because you'll if I know you, you'll sign it.
Absolutely.
For everyone who's there.
I have a pen specially for the purpose, hidden within my bag.
Really?
It comes out only for these occasions.
Somehow that's what I expected you to say. Because you signed Guitar Bones for me the last time I was there. Yeah. You didn't have either of these albums yet. So
it's probably the same pen. It only gets used for signing. Yeah.
I'll be back. And I'll be back with Adrian Legg after this. What is it again? Chicken Lickin's Last Ride. Mm-hmm. This is a live version?
I don't know. I know very little about that album. They chose it all.
We'll find out, and we'll ask more about it from Adrian Legg when we return. This is Wide Open Spaces. I'm Phil in the studio with Adrian Legg, who's playing tonight at Anderson Fair.
The famous Anderson Fair.